I've been on a lot of podcasts pre-advertising my new book, America in Therapy. And very often, when someone is talking with me on a podcast, they ask me, what were some of the most formative experiences in my life? And I know we all have them. One of mine was I was a very young mother, and one afternoon while my two children were playing on the floor in the living room, I was watching the news. And I happened to see a clip of a reporter in a South American country, I don't remember which one. He was with his photographer in a vehicle, and he was pulled out of the car by some guerrilla fighters in that country. And the photographer had the film rolling the whole time. He was pulled out of the car, shoved onto the ground, and shot in the head. And I was overwhelmed and overcome. I had never seen anything so violent. I had never seen a murder. I, although I knew, of course, that murder took place and that there was war and guerrilla fighting in many countries, I was never exposed to it the way that I was on that raw footage that made it to the evening news. And I sat down on my bed and I cried, and I prayed to God that I could be of service. And that was one of the most formative experiences in my life, one of several. And it hasn't left me. And that's why I do what I do. I think that's the impulse behind why I became a psychotherapist. I think it's the impulse behind why I am a writer and all that I want to share. And what I want to say is not at all about tooting my own horn here at all. What I want to say is that I think it's in our human nature to want to help. I think it's part of our innate survival mechanism that we know we actually are a tribe, that we know we depend on each other for our very survival, and that when one of us is in trouble, that we want to help because the health of the collective, the good functioning of the collective, of the family, of the group, is really what we need in order to survive ourselves. And for all the many reasons that we could name, industrialization and technology and social media and partisanship and the decline in our mental health, all the many, many reasons that I haven't named as well, of why we are losing some of that instinct to help one another, um, is of great concern. And I think it's part of our disconnection from our own true humanity and our own instinctual impulses to survive as a tribe, as a whole, because we know somewhere deep inside that our own survival depends on that. And that it's not just that I want to save you because I want to live. We're more than that. We're more than an animal instinct that just doesn't want to be, cut down or eaten up in the wild. We're hearts. We're minds. We have our hearts connected to that impulse to survive. And that's what got ignited in me that day, watching that horrible news clip on TV. That my deepest human instinct to survive as a sensate, loving human being was ignited with a passion. And that's what I'm hoping that we can help reignite in one another. That that same feeling of that we really want to help each other, not only because our own lives are at risk, but because there is an innate human quality that we actually really care.